Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And behind me you see a gin still. As I promised you, I'm gonna do the gin video here as well. And I just had the pleasure of talking to Deirdre Bohane. She is like the master of gin here. When you do gin distilling, the distilling is part of the gin, but the most important thing is the botanicals. So I've talked to her and she knows a lot about botanicals. And there is an island near here, which is called Garnish Island. And it was bought in, I think, 1920 by a rich American guy. And he hired a famous botanist and architect for environments and gardens and stuff. And he did really a very, very nice garden and statues and a little bit of a park in there and a lot of different botanicals. So over the years, they changed a bit of proprietors, and now it is in the States, it's a state run, and it's a really nice ferry over there, 15 minutes, and you can see a lot of stuff there. And Deirdre was going there a lot when she was younger, and this is like her main inspiration, where she got into the botanicals. She knows how everything smells, and you can feel it on that island. And this is where she got the main inspiration for the Garnish Island gin. Also, obviously, the name as well. And they have about 16 botanicals, obviously juniper, coriander, angelica root, like the three main ingredients they import, but the rest is very much local. So they have a lot of local, like rosemary, thyme, but also strawberry. Yes, this is a gin with strawberry in it. I really like it. They do have a lot of local berries as well, but the strawberry was something she told me very proudly, probably because she likes them. So they harvest them in summer, they harvest them fresh, but in winter they couldn't produce, so they do actually put them in the freezer, and it works very well. Also, what she really likes, she's a fan of chocolate, and I'm also a fan of chocolate, so I really love to try the Garnish Island gin, is she is using a bit of a chocolate flavor. So she's using the inside of a cacao bean. I'm not quite sure what it's called, but it's the corn nips or something. Yeah, like the ones that the inside the beans that you grind down, and that is then the cacao, the very bitter, chocolatey cacao stuff. So this is the main ingredient that they use in here. They don't use too much because it's always a game of proportions with gin. So you have a little bit of a chocolate influence inside the gin. So obviously, the mixture is what makes the gin in the end, and I'm gonna try it later. What they also do is they do off-brands, so white label. They do other brands for Americans, for Japanese. So she does about 40 different gins here at the distillery, and that's quite a lot. But they all do have their recipes. They do use most of their neutral spirit from the West Cork Distillery. If they have to sell too much, you can import them, but the grain spirit, per definition, in gin is not what gives you the flavor. They distill in batches of 1,500 liters, and they distill at around 85% alcohol. At least that's what comes out after the condensers, and then it's reduced to drinking strength, and nothing is matured in casks here. It's the normal gin way. Not many people mature that gin. So this is the story behind the West Cork Garnish Island gin, and let's have a try. So this was it with the production, and I'm standing here with Deirdre Bohane. You're 9 years with West Cork now, and you've been 8 years with the gin.
Yes.
And you're the master distiller of the gin. Thank you very much for having us here.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here.
I find this such a very lovely job with working all those plants.
Yes, very interesting.
So there are 40 gins. Is it hard to handle that kind of 40 gins, or how is it?
So I could be developing 5 or 6 different gins in a year. Mm-hmm. You'd have private clients, you'd have big companies across the world looking for their own bespoke gin, and so they come here to West Cork Distillers, and I would develop from scratch a recipe for them, and then we would distill it and bottle it for them as well.
Nice. But your main product, like this is Garnish Island. I've heard a lot about inspiration. Can you tell us a little bit, like firsthand, what Garnish Island is?
So it's a beautiful island. It's a beautiful island off the West Cork coast, in Bantry Bay, and it was the gardens were built by an Italian architect, landscaper called Harold Pito, and he was commissioned by John Annan Price, who owned the island, and he was a spice merchant, and he fell in love with the island, and he built it up. He built a house there, and he got Harold Pito to build like Grecian temples. There's a Martello Tower there, and he built this shelter belt. So you have a lot of exotic plants growing there that wouldn't normally grow in south coast of Ireland. So there's beautiful Italian gardens, and as a child we used to go there a lot to Garnish Island and bring a lot of relatives that were travelling abroad there, and so it was. It's pretty close to my heart, Garnish Island.
So and all the exotic plants and spice merchants who's interested in herbs is kind of the breeding ground for gin. So there's I suppose the Italian gardens. So there's 16 botanicals in Garnish Island. You have your lavender, rosemary, thyme. You have hibiscus. You have rose hips. You have fresh strawberries, which we have locally here, and there's actually cocaine nibs in there as well. Just for would you make like difference. Chocolate out of it?
Yes. So it would be the cocoa.
The cacao, yeah. Oh, that is nice. I'm really excited for that gin. So let's try it.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Is it 40, 43, or how much?
It's 46%.
46.
So it's quite strong. Yes.
Okay. What I actually didn't mention in the video was, do you also do like the aroma basket?
No. So we infuse all the botanicals overnight in the neutral grain spirit. Okay. So it's quite complex. So it's it would be quite heavy on botanicals. Okay. So it's quite complex. So as you taste it, the flavor develops, in the mouth, and so it would initially you get the juniper.
You get the juniper, but also I got from here I got a lot of herbs.
Yes, so you get I think in the front you get the aromatic notes, so you get your lavender, rosemary and thyme. Yeah. Then mid-palate you'd get your floral, so you'd have your rosehip, your hibiscus flower. Yeah,
if you get a little bit more into it, you get a lot of bloomy flavors.
Yes, you get your berries then as well, and then towards the end you get more citrus, and you get that bitter chocolate note at the end.
It's very well balanced. From the start I thought it's very heavy on the herbs, but it's a bit of a journey.
It is, it does evolve.
It does evolve. So herbs are, I would say, a little bit dominant, but I like it. I really love that. Cheers.
Okay, cheers.
Oh, I like it.
So you get the spice. There's a slight spice at the very end as well.
It's spicier than you have with the nose. Yeah. Licorice. I was about to say something woody, or like sandalwood or
you have your angelica and licorice roots,
and now it gets a really sweet note, angelica note. But also a lot of herbs. Can't quite make out what herbs are they, but a lot of herbs.
Yeah. Lavender, rosemary and thyme.
Yeah, it feels like a bit like a herbed salad.
Yes.
Oh, I like it. But in the end, now I have a bit of a, something zesty, something lemon, something citrusy.
So it appeals. It appeals to everybody, really. Because it's not overly floral or it's not overly aromatic. You know, there's a balance between.
Also a little bit of berries, but with the chocolate, it's more of a cacao bitterness,
bitter dark chocolate,
chocolate note to it.
Yeah.
I was like, strawberries and chocolate, dangerous even for children.
No. And then depending on what mixer, what tonic you put with it, it can change the profile again, you know.
Okay.
So, but I always think gin should do the storytelling, you know.
The thing is, I'm really with the very weak tonics and maximum margai 50-50 because I just love the gin so much.
But the gin should be the masterpiece, as they say.
Yeah, I mean, in the summer it's just a refreshing, nice gin tonic. Yeah. But for this one, it's just a bit. You have such a well balanced gin in every direction, and you do kill a bit with all the sugar.
Yes, you do. Yeah, and you don't need it because this with the licorice at the end, it is quite sweet. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I do like it. Yeah, very, very, very nice. I love it.
Thank you very much.
So I have to thank you. Thank you very much for sharing all the information and tasting with me.
Thank you for coming here.
Yeah, and thank you very much for watching. And if you like this video, then please feel free to share it with your friends, and see you next time.